I think it's fair to say both of us a little shocked by what we've just seen there.
Don't know what's going on. I was expecting there to be a noticeable difference, and for me, I'd be splitting hairs if to say there was any difference. And then, I'd love to have all them balls have been blank.
Yeah,
because I couldn't tell which one was which.
I would have been.
I sell Pro V1's. Yeah. I don't sell seed balls.
There
That's
you go.
Independent.
Doesn't get any more honest than that. So look. Now, without any doubt, the Titleist Pro V1 is the #1 ball in golf. In fact, it always has been, and well, quite possibly always will be. Now, TaylorMade and Callaway might have something to say about that in the future because they're making huge dents into Titleist sales. But of course, they come with a huge price tag attached, an almost £4 a golf ball. That is a really, really expensive way to potentially throw money into trees. Because let's be honest, as golfers, well, we aren't very good. And as a simple fact, we do lose golf balls. In fact, there's a real interesting fact that tells us that we lose a far greater amount of golf balls than you could ever imagine. And that fact is that over 300 million golf balls are lost in the USA alone every year. They also claim that it could be as many as 600 million that are lost worldwide. And never guess who's losing them? It's you lot. And in today's video, there's going to be a huge revelation as to why you're wasting a whole load of money on Pro V1's. In fact, it won't be just my opinion. I'm going to hit golf balls, but I'm also going to employ the services of a PGA professional to hit golf balls on camera. I'm also going to collect dry ball data. We've got GC3 out on the fairways. I'm going to do everything that I possibly can to show you why you're wasting a whole load of money on Titleist Pro V1's. Now, of course, this video is all about saving you money, but not forgiving in terms of performance. And to do that, I'm going to introduce you to a golf ball from Seed. It is their SDX1. It's a 3-piece ball with a urethane cover. It's £25 a dozen, and that is virtually half the price of what you'd pay for Pro V1's. And what I want to find out is this ball is a very similar makeup as the Pro V1. The fact is, we can save half the price, but are we going to lose a lot in terms of performance? And that's what we're going to find out in today's video. Right, so I've employed the services of an expert to conduct what is the second half of this test. Basically, Lou, I have just hit a number of balls with inside of that fit room of yours, and I'm finding little difference in terms of the data
not that I've come to question it, but we've got...
I think he's doubting it. But we've got somebody that, first of all, has got a much more consistent strike, better strike. So what we're going to do is kick things off with a number of different scenarios outside on the golf course. Lou's going to execute the majority of those shots. And just explain scenario number one. We're just at the back of the green here.
Yeah,
just a lot of green to work with.
Yeah, just the back of the green. You know, not much green to work with. Quite a difficult shot. It's not a shot you'd expect to spin a lot. You know, you're too close. But in terms of feel and, you know, sort of consistency of shot, you know, flight and sort of when it lands, how much it's going to roll out, I'd expect the Pro V1 to really come into its own in this environment. So
perfect. Let's switch over to there, hit a few shots, and I think we'll come back and see what your thoughts are. So Lou, we've hit 3 with each. You started off with a seed ball.
Yeah.
Like you said, you weren't expecting to see a lot of sort of control in terms of spin, and there wasn't really. Those
no, I wasn't expecting to, but I was expecting to maybe notice the difference. That would be my. I just didn't notice the difference. No. Can't believe it.
So you followed with the three Titleist shots.
You know, I've hit 6 shots there. They're not all the same. Clearly, people can see that. And you know, that's just the variety of golf, isn't it? But I couldn't tell the difference.
So from a feel perspective, first of all.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting there to be a noticeable difference, and for me, I'd be splitting hairs if to say there was any difference.
And then from a performance, what you've seen, where we were playing downwind as well there.
Yeah.
Nothing that I noticed. I was side on watching them.
Nothing. I really want to find a difference, and I just can't.
Okay.
So
right, scenario number one. It's quite straightforward. I think we need to move over to maybe a wedge or 9-iron into the green, and let's see what happens there. Right, okay, so the next scenario is we're just looking at about 125 into the flag. That's a full wedge for you, Lou. I just think let's hit some balls, mate. Let's go with 3 seeds to begin with. We've got GC3 set up as well for this one. Interesting to see what happens in terms of, well, the spin number I think would be the most interesting one.
Yeah, I'm really interested in that one, how it feels here.
Nice. Well, this will be interesting to see how that's a decent ball. Looks to be pin high, stopped very quickly.
Yeah,
what have we got of a number?
It was 8,300, that one.
Okay.
So a little bit down of what you'd expect. So we'll just hit 3 seeds in a row here, can't we, and see what they... A little bit down on what you'd expect. But, I mean, it basically come backwards on the green.
Yeah, nice strike again.
Similar.
Very
Might
similar
need to get up,
position, I would
but
think. Well, that seemed to stop very quickly again. What are we looking at number?
7,200 on that one.
Okay.
So again, lower than I'd expect.
Well, we're looking, if you looked at dry ball data, you'd probably be considering, you know, I mean, it's kind of like we expect to see 10,000 revs of spin with a wedge in hand. We're not getting that out here on the course. We've not got it so far, at least, anyway. Well, they're literally on top of one another in terms of the 3 shots you've hit. Well, that again
they're doing exactly what I want them to do, though. That's the key. 5,600. I mean, what? I want to see the footage of that, because...
Well, that seems to stop as quick as anything, to be honest with you. We've got 5,600 revs of spin. Now, put that in perspective, if someone was hitting a strong lofted 7-iron, there'd be comments in this down below that are criticising the low spin number, when in reality, that's what 5,600 spin looks like. There's a descent angle thing happening as well, don't get me wrong. So again, good distance, stop stone dead. We're into the Pro V1 now.
5,300. I know that one's not as close to the hole, but it was a good strike.
So 5,300 revs with the Pro V. Yeah, great ball. It's right at it. What does it do?
A little bit short the hole.
Looks like
4,025 revs there.
Well, 4,000 revs of spin, that looked as if it popped back to me, and again we've got a camera on the green, so you're seeing the reaction better than we can.
I was expecting, when I was saying the spin was down on the seed there, I was expecting these to be
9,000 or 10,000 revs.
Yeah. That's what...
Well, that's what you see. That's the adverts.
Yeah, that's... Well, yeah, it's not even more consistent really, is it? It's just... So that's right on it.
Wedge play. Yeah.
It's really sort of, all them were pretty much the same. Again, low on spin.
What was the spin say on that?
So the Pro V1, it's just sat right in the middle there, 5,000. So...
Interesting numbers. I'm going to move for one side for a minute. I can see there's a 4 ball on the tee behind us, Lou, and we'll do a bit of an evaluation on that, but I think it's fair to say both of us a little shocked by what we've just seen there.
Don't know what's going on.
Right, Lou, we've just had, or you've just had a little walk forward there.
One there, yeah.
And the interesting bit is that, I mean, you're seeing these on camera, so you know better than we do, but...
The one on the right.
Yeah.
The one on the right's the only one that's zipped back.
Yeah.
That's noticeably come backwards. And that was the lowest spin.
Yeah, 4,000 revs of spin.
All the flights were the same. You know, I'm hoping you'll be able to see the flight, because...
Well, we will get that on shot tracer, but what we're seeing there is there's a pitch mark and then maybe a couple of feet the ball's hop forward, and that's the same for both the Pro V and for the Seed SDX1. So again, nothing to split them in terms of ball flight. We see nothing to split them in terms of spin.
I'd actually go the distance control. I know you could say operator error maybe, but it's more consistent distance control with the Seed.
Yeah, I think it was, again, visually. What's been interesting for me is that I've got sort of an affinity with Seed. I've played with ball for a long time, and obviously the numbers I've collected rather, I don't want them to appear biased. So to bring you out here and to see you do that, I thought there might be some big variables, and what I've seen so far is absolutely nothing whatsoever. So I think we need to set up another scenario. We need to go longer with the iron.
Definitely, yeah.
See if we can play a 5-iron, 4-iron, and let's see if there's some differences at the longer end of the bag. Lou, final ball hit. From what I can see, and we've got a camera planted on the green, we'll have a closer look very shortly. Where are we playing from, first of all, yardage wise?
So we're 183 to that pin.
Okay.
I always find this green quite difficult to hit.
What are you playing, 4 iron, 5 iron?
For a little bit of breeze into, so I'm playing 5 iron.
5 iron?
Yeah, 5
well,
iron.
we've got 3 that are really telltale. We've got 2 of the seed, 1 of the Titleist. There's 1 a bit right of the Titleist.
I'm really interested in them 3 because 2 of the seed, 1 with the Titleist, and data on the GC3 was pretty much identical.
Was it?
You couldn't launch data and spin data. So I'm really interested.
From a ball flight perspective, they all seem to launch very similar. The ball flight was very much the same. What about, now again, from your perspective, from a field perspective?
Well, this is the one I always thought that, I'll be able to tell. I couldn't tell.
Couldn't you?
I know it's 5 iron and there may be other areas we're
Down
going to
the
look at,
short
but no. I'd have loved to have all them balls have been blank.
Yeah,
because I couldn't tell which one was which. So
right, we're going to put some overlays on for you now. Take a look and see what you think in terms of how these balls have reacted on the green, and we're going to move over to another scenario. I might even hit a shot myself, but I didn't fancy 185 into the wind. We could have been here all day. Right, so we started off very much at the short end of the game. We then moved into the wedge. We then moved into a 5 iron. I've just said to Lou about maybe testing driver, but not something you're interested in.
No, not really. I'd never really pick a ball based on drivers. Yeah, the feel of different drivers and the shaft and head combos that affect spin and all. I'm not really.
And I suppose even again, consistency of strike becomes more variable even at your level with the driver.
Yeah. And I think how I would pick a ball would be the sort of scenarios that we looked at, not on the driver. So I'm just amazed.
Yeah. Well, I think before we go any further, I'm just going to throw in front of you now and reveal what my dry ball data was that I collected earlier this morning. So I hit 7 iron, 5 iron, and I did it driver.
Yeah.
And if you look, I can't remember the numbers, but what I can tell you is there is virtually no difference throughout every one of the parameters. So not just a spin number and a carry distance, but things like launch angle, were all very, very consistent. When I say consistent based on my quality of strike again. Yeah. But if you're looking now, I mean, pause this a bit later on if you want to scrutinise it, but seriously, the one piece of data I do remember is the average spin number on drive was literally 1/1000th of a rev per minute, if that's the correct terminology difference. So there was just nothing to split them. And out here on the course, like I've already said, nothing whatsoever. I think you were definitely sceptical to a degree before we came out.
Yeah, I'm amazed at the results. I fully believed that I would be able to feel the difference, and there'd be a noticeable, whether it be feel or how it reacted or anything, but nothing. I mean, I'm almost frustrated, aren't I?
Yeah.
So I really wanted to. No, I'll tell you the difference, no problem. But
well, it's really interesting. Like I said, trying to make these as independent, as unbiased as possible. Yeah. And I think maybe Lewis is more unbiased in this situation than I would have been.
I sell Pro V1's. Yeah. I don't sell seed balls.
That's
independent.
Doesn't get any more honest than that. So look, there wasn't the idea of this video. I think we've perhaps titled it, or the initial suggestion is we're going to title this video 300 million reasons as to why Pro Vs are a waste of money. We lose golf balls, they're very expensive, and my concern is that you're spending money on something that you just don't need, quite honestly, and you can get equal performance from similar balls and save yourself a whole lot of money. So that'll do for me. That's the only reason and logic you need to take from this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for Lewis taking the time to come out and give his to Pennyworth. We're going to carry on. We've got a couple of coaching videos that Lewis has done. Interesting enough, again, one final request before we do go in this video. If you're near this vicinity, we're in Holywell Golf Club, which is in Flintshire, North Wales, Lewis, top coach, make sure you give him a bell and get yourself up here. And their swing could be as good as mine one day, Lewis.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Right, thanks for watching. See you soon.